All right. We are alive. What's up, guys? It has been a little bit. We had the whole Deadpool thing going on, taking up all of last week and early on this week. But we are back. We are live. We are ready to partay. We're just making sure everything is spun up correctly. What is the purpose of the stream today? Today's stream is looking at people's matches. We're doing some game review. Look at the games that are being played. What's right, what's wrong, what's happening. What's up, my boy? It's Why Nots. Doing all right, doing all right, doing all right. How are you? We are doing reviews, checking out people's things. Making sure that one spins up. It should be alive. All right, we are ready. We are theoretically ready. Just finished your last final. That's good news. Oh, it is finals time, hey? How are you feeling about them? How are the results feeling in your blood? They're going all right. They're going all right. Itchy eyeballs. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we are looking at this really high-end play, Deadpool, because we don't got any submitted matches just yet. So I wanted to kind of look at some of the top play here and talk about what's happening.
Battle starts in 5, 4,
Why?
2, 1.
Which?
You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
I don't understand. This was working.
No, it's Galacta, daughter of Galactus. You
One moment. What's happening? Why are you black? That's terrible. Push my full face. Back. My multi-streamer is really struggling. Might have to fully uninstall it and reinstall it because the last couple of times I've been trying, it has been a failing. My channel? Really black? Video download was canceled. Yeah, something's wrong. Something be wrong. Low-key studying paid off. Wow, who would have thought that if you studied, you would do better on tests? Wild. Yeah, apparently something's happening here. Because it should be working, but it is not. All right. It's gonna have to give up on Twitch today. Have a long black stream because I'm not gonna kill this stream just to deal with it. Let's check it out. So what are we dealing with? We are dealing with this is one above all play. Everybody in here should be one above all, and we are just looking at what the difference is that these players are doing compared to everybody else. So let's pop on up into the sky. Take a look-see pew. We're at the start of this map. This side's got a Deadpool, and I believe they win this.
stop them from securing the mission area.
We want to look at what this Deadpool is up to. So, of course, you're staying behind your Groot. You got a Thor and a Groot. You're spending time hopping on their heads, so you wait until your tanks take a little bit of damage. You let them take a couple of hits here, so they take some hits. He doesn't heal them, and instead bounces on their head. This gives him ultimate charge. Oh. So if we're looking here, every time he does one of those bounces, he gets one full rank, and he can get himself his ultimate really fast as long as the bot heals. So the jump has to actually heal the target to get the rank up. So a couple of times here he bounces, but the target hasn't taken damage, has been healed up to full. And so he doesn't get the rank up to A here because it was full, and that messed him up. He tried again, he finally got S, and he died. So healing on Groot messed him up from getting his ultimate charge reset, and then because he didn't get that reset, he gets ended up getting taken out by these guys over here, which is really bad for his team because now they are down a healer. We can kind of take a look at how this plays out. The enemy team is down a healer, so red team should get super aggressive here, and we see that here. Star-Lord coming in, Groot over here. The blue Groot's walls are not in a great position to help out here. This wall is used kind of offensively rather than defensively. It's not blocking off any kind of damage. Deadpool is far the easiest character to feed on, right? Hugely easy. They're not playing as aggressive as they should because this team is down a healer. Deadpool's still not back. I'm surprised the aggression is this low. Are they going to let Deadpool get back here? Okay, so Groot manages to get a kill on Star-Lord because Star-Lord was the only one playing the level of aggression that makes sense for the enemy team being down a healer. So Star-Lord came out, tried to do some work. He's doing work, but his whole team is just staying back here. I don't understand why. And Star-Lord gets wrecked here, taken down, and that now puts red team on the back foot where it should be blue team struggling here. There's a little bit too much respect given to their enemies. Deadpool is back. He's charging up his thing. This guy's taking some damage, so Deadpool is here doing his bounces. C, B, A. So he's almost ready. He stops at A here. Just tried to get healing off on Groot there, I suppose. I'm not sure why he didn't do one more bounce to get the S. Extermination comes in. Now he ults. Which ult did he do there? Did he do skill test? Because he didn't go in to use it. So he levels up. Exterminate comes out. Yeah, he did use skill check. And then he backs up because he threw out his bobblehead. So he activated skill check and then tossed out his bobblehead here. So skill test, bobblehead, back up. The bobblehead goes out and heals targets. It goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. He gets his full healing circle, but him and Mantis are way back here. His team's not really getting the benefit from the healing circle. Phoenix comes in with a huge ultimate. Phoenix is so strong in these ranks, insanely strong. He might not be strong in your ranks if you're playing in like Gold, Platinum, Diamond, even Grandmaster. Phoenix isn't as dominant as she is up here in the one above all levels in high eternity. A little bit crazy. Skill check is 10 less than shoot, but basically big or substantially bigger range. Yeah, so and the duration is way longer if you get skill check off successfully. Is the two big parts that you got going on there, and why a lot of them are going to be using skill check. So things are really calm. Deadpool's just building up. He's waiting for this countdown. He doesn't need to build an ult charge until he gets that back. They've got an Angela now. Angela's one of the strongest tanks in these ranks, and she's coming in. They hear the sound effects that Angela's coming, and they start to react to it. That's TTK over there. The team is getting ready. Their Phoenix took down that Angela so fast. Okay. Red team just doesn't seem to have a very good footing on this game compared to where blue team is at. Blue team is really quite a bit further ahead in plan and in execution. He gets trapped out and killed. And there's just nothing to worry about. So now he's bouncing. He's looking for people to take some damage. He's getting his skill rank back up. You should always be doing this. This is a big thing. It's risky because you have to be bouncing on people that are taking damage, but you can get up to that S and get your ultimate so very quickly. Every 30 seconds, you can have it ready to go. He then pops it. This is for an aggressive one. So he's going to pop this, and his team's going to go out. He uses his bobblehead again, tossing it out as soon as he ults to get a bunch of charge, but he gets himself exploded. We can kind of see from his perspective, because there was good execution there, and then something went horribly wrong. So as he pops it to go heavily aggressive, throws out his bobblehead, so that gets him 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't get to 7, and Armed and Dangerous comes in on him, and then he just explodes to that Phoenix ultimate combo. And so doesn't get the second portion of his ultimate, and this is where a high part of the risk of Deadpool comes in. The healing ultimate isn't that powerful until he's successfully gotten the pop-up on it. So until he's successfully finished the skill check, it's a little bit on the weaker side, and he was able to get annihilated there. Moon comes in and takes out Seth. And the again stream is hoping to get some action, but they lose control of the fight again, just letting him die. They had a really good... I think part of the problem is, so... Goes for the again, but Meg just bubbled himself. Groot's back there. Nobody is able to get him any kind of support to actually help him out. Their Phoenix is there. Where are their supports? Dead. Do they have a second support? Am I just missing them? Are they both dead? Yeah, okay, so both red supports are dead, and red team isn't playing around like their supports are dead. Can we look at your last ranked game? For sure. Let's do it up. Let's do it up. We're just going to finish this fight, and then we'll go over the vibe. The vibe. So he gets exploded. Then they just get taken down one at a time. They don't have supports. Thor plays a little aggressively into when support finally comes around and gets them in a little bit of trouble. But 5-0 from this Invisible Woman over here is going crazy hard. And we just want to, again, just check out what Deadpool's doing compared to what you might be doing on Deadpool. So he's listening for Angela. He did a quick check around to try and figure out where that Angela came from. He's now doing his bounces, trying to get that skill check up. And he goes for it. Just firing into the unknown right now. He was not able to get his skill check to 7. Oh, he did. He just managed to at the last second. Which is part of the strategy. If you can make it last a little bit longer, that could be really good. Gets his upgrade there. They're down to 30 seconds. Huge Conchu comes out and wipes that up, and that should be done. Red or blue team getting a nice, easy win there. The big thing that we saw there was the bounces. The bounces. You're playing for the vibes. We always got to play for vibes. Always got to play for vibes. If you're not having a good time, you're not enjoying yourself, why are you playing video games? They're games. This guy wants me to check out his profile. What am I doing here? I'm going over here. Nope, I'm going over here. Looking up. We're checking out DJ Drippy. DJ Drippy. The capital D. I don't know if that matters. No, that doesn't come up. That doesn't come up. Did I do it wrong? I don't think I did it wrong. 1153? EJDRIPPY. You're going to have to give me a replay ID there, DJ. I'm not seeing your profile come up. Oh, underscore. There's an underscore there. Still not. Okay. EJ underscore DRIPPY 1153. Nope, nothing coming up. Nothing coming up. If you're playing for the vibes, you're not winning. Probably. That's terrible. That's terrible. That whole Zaza situation. I'm not getting into it, but it was bad. It's not good. It's not good. You down to cute tonight? Probs not. Sorry, why not? I got a little bit too much stuff to do. We got to get more focused on our video as out and start making better money on the YouTubes because we've been streaming too much and the stream just don't make no money. Stream just don't make no money. Yeah, we ended last season. We got our GM stuff right, so we got our little GM banner. I should equip that actually. Nope, not that. Where do I equip that? Emblem. Around here somewhere. Season 5.5, 3.0, 2.5. Where's our? Is it just, oh right, they only gave us one this season, right? Instead of 2, they only gave us this one. All right. Well, we'll equip that. We'll equip our season 5 Grandmaster emblem. Do we need a change of our banner? Boom, 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 boom. We're using a Christmas banner. We don't need a Christmas banner. What banner should we be going with? I don't know. We got all the banners. I have so many banners to pick from. It's hard. I like this one a lot. This banner goes hard. We're going to go back to it. I love that banner. I love that banner. Boom, boom. Yes, if you're playing in a tournament, you should be playing to win, and playing for the vibes in tournament setting is not the ideal. But if you're playing video games, in the end of the day, you should be having fun, and if you're not having fun, why are you playing video games? Is my kind of philosophy. Okay, 1057926903. That's so long. All right. All right, we got a replay. We're checking somebody out. Boom, boom, boom. Bernie banner, Herbie banner. Get a Herbie banner. Do that. Bernie banner. All right, so who are we looking at? We're looking at DJ Drippy. There you are. There you are. You're Jeff. It's Jeff. I wasn't paying attention to if this is ranked or anything, but we're just going to check it out. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see what's happening. It's a great skin, Jeff skin. So we're going to talk about this map. We're going to talk about the rollout. The most common rollout on this map for this side is everybody goes left. You go down these stairs and you roll out through this section. This has some good things and some bad things. Going down this side just puts you right into this firing lane, which is the main defensive firing lane. The defenders are going to be right here shooting this way. You're going to be right here shooting back. You have this little bit of cover, but not great cover. You have to go through the firing line and over here to get your real cover. Then you're using this rock over here and this wall over here for cover. You're using this health pack for some safety, and you're playing around on this side. A lot of players mess up a little bit and play like here, and they end up having no cover, right? You can't really defend yourself very well. You want to play around this rock, and then you also want to play around this opening, being able to pop around this opening and getting yourself access into the fight. If they're really hunkered down here and there's nothing you can do about it, your team can funnel through here, use this rock as an advantage point, and get through into the game. We're going to see this. They're going to roll down on this side. This team should be set up here for defense, but if we're looking at them, they're not really set up for defense yet. I don't know what Namor's doing up here. Daredevil's not in any kind of good Daredevil position. Daredevil wants to be like over here at this point. Strange is all right. You kind of want to tank over here just in case they do decide to plow through that section. But that's kind of the start of the fight. So you're not in any kind of danger coming down this firing line. You're dealing with a little Wade tank going on. A Wade Wilson tanky boy. So we got Namor's over here sniping at you, and you got to watch out for that. Play around this rock, and this rock, especially if there's an Namor up there. Healing down the firing line is great with Jeff. You're not putting any bubbles out immediately, thing that I'm noticing. There's no Jeff bubbles. You should never, ever be in play as Jeff without bubbles. So make sure you got some bubbles around. You want to be covering your area a little bit better than this, so that there is a bubble available to you if you get in any kind of trouble. You get shielded on. Their team doesn't have a good defensive line. We got Invisible Woman here, Rockets up there, and Strange. But, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like they have much of a hold here. We'll see. We will see. So at this point, you're in a little bit of a dangerous situation. Your tank's behind you. Another tank over here. You're right in line of a lot of threat potential. You know, these guys are closer to you than you are to your teammates. Daredevil's getting himself in a lot of trouble and gets taken out pretty easily there. And fortunately for you, there's no real threat from the enemy team. Namor's trying, and we can see him kind of chunking you out here. He hits you a couple of times. And we go back. So I don't know what this Deadpool tank's doing. He's playing very defensively. He backs away. You're trying to heal everyone with your team up with Venom, which would be great if your tank was taking advantage of that and was up being tanky. But you're trying to keep in range of everyone, and that puts you in this dangerous situation where Namor's got his sights on you and wants to be able to take you down. So Namor's up here, and he's like, there's a very vulnerable Jeff right here, and he's just tossing. This entire game, we've been seeing spears coming for you. He's just trying to snipe you out. And again, you don't have any bubbles down. There's no bubbles for you to get to. You now are taking way too much time where you need to put out a bubble to get into it yourself, to heal yourself. Having a bubble available on the ground is really, really important. With their one member down, your team now can go on to quite a bit of an engagement, and you were a little bit slow on the rollout here, paying attention to what they were up to, right? They have a rocket beacon, so Daredevil actually just got up, but because of your team going in while you were trying to recover from the threat that was Namor beat you up a little bit. You got worried. You noticed your health is low, and you disengage at the exact same moment your entire team decides now is the moment to go in. Now you're a ways back, and your team is going in, and Daredevil spawn back here. So we're going to see how that kind of plays out. Your team is about to break line of sight from you around this corner, so your priority needs to be able to get in and be able to get around this corner, because if they break line of sight from you, you're useless. You're not allowed to heal, or you're not going to be able to heal anybody if they break around this corner before you're able to keep up. So again, if you're wanting to keep up and you're wanting to keep up with your team, drop a bubble, touch it, get the movement speed boost, get self-healing, be able to rush in. Daredevil's now in a really great situation because you've gotten yourself so very isolated. Invisible Woman's got no focus on you, your tanks are out there, and you have no line on your team. You're Jeff, so you should be able to just sneak away from that, get to your team, which works out well. That could have been brutal. If this was a higher lobby, you would have been in a lot of trouble there. Again, you zipped away, but you zipped yourself into quite a dangerous situation. You went past your other support who was able to heal you. So you've got like an Invisible Woman shield here, which is amazing. You've got a Mr. Fantastic who's playing around in the back a little bit. So you zip over here. You should have stopped here at this safety zone. Popped out and started working with your team. You could have started shooting out right-click bubbles, messing up this Daredevil. Instead, you zip into this cave. Now you've, again, lost sight of your other healer. You've lost sight of your team, and you're getting yourself into a little bit of a trap here where the enemy team has more focus on you than you have on them. Your team's also in a lot of trouble because you haven't been able to heal for a little bit, and all of the pressure has gone onto Invisible Woman to do the work. She's been getting pressured on by Squids and Strange, so she's bubbled herself, which means we can see this low HP here on your teammates. The only one healthy at this point is Mr. Fantastic, and you still haven't been able to heal for quite a bit of time. So this is a lot of panic, and it's just things to kind of calm down a little bit about. Man, I have a diver on me is scary, but the number one thing to think about when you have a diver on you is you got a patty cake, or you got to work with your other strategist. You just started running and looking for safety instead of working with your team to stave the threat. So you get yourself isolated back here. You're zipping around again. You still haven't been able to heal your team at all. Luckily, Magic is so very deadly. She was able to get some work on. Invisible Woman is doing her best to keep everybody else alive, but she's not able to focus on you at all. You're running, you're running, you're running. You've now finally... Venom's come back a little bit because he got low HP and he needed help, and he was able to give you some safety. But Mr. Fantastic loses his life in the process, and so is Magic probably going to, because she's got no health. The DPS were not aware of the threat that was going on in the backline, which is very common. Plat lobby? Yeah. This feels platty. This feels plat level. So they're not aware of what's happening in the backline. They're really, really focused in and needing support to successfully win this fight. And so you ran. Venom had to run to get safety. Finally, Invisible Woman has backed off because she realized Venom's low and Daredevil's here and you're zipping around. So all of this backup happens. Both tanks, both healers now completely line of sight the rest of the group. And you lose your two duelists, which loses all of your kill threat. So this Daredevil has done some crazy work in this game, despite not getting any kills, right? Kills is something people obsess over and really doesn't help you out too much. At the end of the day, things like the amount of value that this Daredevil just gave his team is insane compared to the amount of value that your team got from their duelists, or your duelists. So these two go down. Daredevil's still alive. He's done all that risk and he stayed alive, and they restabilize the point. Their healers are alive, their Daredevil's alive, both their tanks are alive. They're only down a damage dealer. Venom goes in, and the tanks, they're running a really bad tank combo in Strange Magneto. This doesn't work very well, especially when you're in just so much dive, right? Dive, dive, dive. Double shield tank will be terrible into this. Your team has no range damage output, so they're not really adding the value that is needed. Venom's just going to do some work here, bubble himself up and swing out. He should be fine. That's just standard Venom stuff. So we're back in. We got Daredevil behind us again. You're spreading a lot of healing onto the two tanks, but it just seems like just now you realize Daredevil's there. So if we watch from your perspective... You are F10. Try and remember that. So I see you. I just heard that I see you. So you should know the Daredevil's planning some kind of play. You threw out a bunch of rapid bubbles at a time where emergency healing isn't really needed. So try not to do that. Your bubbles are emergency heals. You're kind of using them like burst heals. And no burst healing was really needed in that situation. You could have just channeled down, but this should have fully... Yeah, I see on your bar. I hit C. I see on your bar you fully used up all your bubbles, and now you don't have any. The ICU comes out. I can hear him fighting behind you, but you're not listening to the game and what's happening. So you finally took damage, and that's when you noticed that he was there, and you kind of turned towards a little bit. It's fine. In general, your team was able to handle it, but just things to kind of think about. You need to pay more attention to the sound effects that are happening in your game. Huge Eye of Agamotto here. That's going to be big on your team. Their team doesn't really have much to be able to do with it. If their team had any kind of damage threat there, you guys would have been in a lot of trouble, but they didn't. So that was a really good Eye of Agamotto for no follow-up from his team. Really unfortunate. You had no way to react to this. You had full lost line of sight on him before he started this. He flew up while he was behind the wall. You only now see him here. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You could potentially dive. You might have had time to dive, but I don't think so. The shield bubble comes up. Lots of good things from your team. They're not able to do anything. Disappear comes out. You ult. Your Magneto is going to get you. Yeah. So here's another thing to think about. You ulted and then he ulted right away. He's going to aim that for you. So you can hold your ultimate longer than he can. You ult, he ults. You can hold your ult longer than he can. You might have started it before you heard the sound cue. If you did hear the sound cue, you could have held it. But yeah, when you're dealing with a Magneto and you're Jeff, you want to ult, let him ult, he'll waste it, and then you want to grab people. You get exploded there. It's not too big of a deal. We'll see how your team is able to deal with it because they just use their disappear really for no major threat. Oh, the rocket amp might be enough to stop your team. Now all of the pressure is on Invisible Woman to save the team. A huge ultimate from Psylocke saves her, but he just gets rezzed. He gets rezzed right beside her. You swim past her while she has no health. So you're seeing critical health. You heal her, you look over there, she's critically low and being attacked by Namor right in front of you. And you just swim past her here. You do pop your Venom tendrils there, don't you? Oh, maybe not. I thought you did. Or maybe you did, but then she broke line of sight of it. It looked like you popped the tendrils. You did, and then she just immediately broke line of sight. So that's a little bit too bad, because that could have helped her a lot. But you ran right past your critical healer, trying to get in on that. And you're still standing right beside their main damage threat. Both your healers are here. The shields are being able to defend your team enough, or defend the two of you enough. Your team wins this fight over here. Both of you getting really messed up by this Namor, and no attention on him at all. You're staying on point and capping it. That's great. You want to be healing people, not damaging. You've got some people that could have ended up getting in trouble, but it works out. When you have that much of an advantage in numbers, you want to make sure none of your people fall. You were going to get the kill no matter what. Not terrible. Just I'm always going to be super critical. You're going to get a lot of criticality out of me just because I'm trying to help you improve with what I'm talking about here. So it'll sound a little bit meaner maybe than I am intending. I'm just making sure you know what things are mistakes versus what things are good. Overall, you guys are doing a really good little bubble here. They're not able to provide any kind of threat. Your focus isn't very well on your other strategists, and we're seeing this quite a bit, where your focus here is this entire group, and your other strategist now is basically one shot away from, like, Namor. Namor could take her out so easily here, and how long does it take you to realize, or does she have to heal herself? You still haven't realized, right? She's slowly gaining health over time, but you did not heal her at all. So you need to keep your eyes on your other strategist. You should always know where your other strategist is at and what their current HP level is at. You were a little bit too focused on the team without having any kind of awareness of your other strategist. Because one little quick blip over at her would have helped her. Nobody would have died, but you wouldn't have been at such a risky spot. Your enemy Strange wasted his ultimate again. He's been doing that quite a bit. We're going to see that a lot. Wasted ultimates are huge in the Platinum ranks. The most common thing that's going to get you going from Platinum into Diamond is awareness of your team, awareness of who's alive, and when to use your ultimate. You need to use your ultimate a little bit better, or everybody needs to use your ultimate a little bit better. So you're focusing really hard on the tanks, but you're not keeping tabs on the other strategist. Get what are you aiming at? You go for an ult. Grab one person there, and you're going for the dive off. Oh, you got... Did you get two? No, you only got one. You only got one. All right, so let's look at that. Let's look at that. I would never jump off the map for one person. But let's talk about what happens. So you're in their invisible woman ult, but they aren't really able to play into it. You move on back here, and you ult. You do get both Namor and Loki, and you're going for a dive off the edge. In this situation, I would go this way towards my team rather than this way towards risk factor. You could get killed going this way through the enemy team to the nearest cliff. If you went this way and spat those two out in the middle of your team, they would likely die. The jump off is guaranteed to kill, but you can get into a little bit of trouble there. So you get really, really low. You jump, but you do die. And he flies, and Loki snaps, but Loki isn't able to make it. So I heard the Loki snap, but he didn't teleport, but Namor was able to save himself. So now you just 1-for-1 traded. You're down a healer, they're down a healer, so it is a net nothing. You used an ultimate to get basically nothing. This did force a more intense fight. They get their other healer, and then they're able to get some... Oh, they're running 3 healers now. Still, she managed to get 2 kills into that, which is pretty huge. And your team's able to push this up. So it ends up working out. Jeff's really focus in, especially gold platinum. Jeff's really focus in on diving off the map every time you ult. And you want to ult people and dive off the map. Sometimes a CC timing of just having people eaten up is really valuable. Sometimes bringing enemies back to your team for them to kill is really valuable. It doesn't always have to be a dive off the map ultimate. So you kind of want to think a little bit about who's in your mouth. Are you going to be able to make it off the cliff? Where is your team at? Are you going to safely be able to get to the cliff? And if the people in your mouth die and you die, what advantage does that give your team? So there you did take out another healer. That's a 1-for-1 healer trade. So it stops them from having a healer, but stops you from having a healer, and it ends up being kind of eh. You find if I go play a game and create a clip farm for you to evaluate? Sure. Can you stop, cat? Cat needs love. All right, so you're, again, getting quite a bit of gap between you and your team. This makes it so that your invisible woman isn't going to be able to have any eyes on you or strategy on you. We've noted before the bubble thing, but again, there's just no bubbles on the map to help speed you up, to help give you, in case anybody divers get on you. A portal comes in. Or do they do anything with it? Doesn't really look like it. You're doing, I like some things I really like. You try to position yourself in really good positions to get yourself a line on multiple people and spray through enemies and allies. That's great. You want to make sure you are using your right click. I've noticed you fire those off and knock people back, which is great. You are keeping yourself furthest back so that everybody is in your mouth. Sometimes you let yourself get a little bit too far back and don't stay safe. Too far back is not always safe because then you have nobody that can turn and help you. Okay. I can't have you crawling on and off me, cat.
That's the good stuff.
A little help, please.
Yeah. This woman's able to help you there.
Your powers are mine.
You have a decent dive and run,
Feeling fantastic.
but with the invisible woman being there, turning and shooting right clicks off at her, you have all three of your right clicks, you've got your damage output, and you have your other healer here who is fully focused on you. You could have gone very aggressive on this magic and made her pay for her movement instead of just running. You running kind of leaves Invisible Woman alone. She loses focus on the team, and she is trying to focus on you, and you're breaking line of sight from her and getting away.
Your powers.
Working together with her to fight her might have been a better situation. As soon as you notice that the other healer is here, you could have gone a little bit more aggressive. This now gives your team a really big split. So your team is over here with no healers, and your healers are way back here focusing on Loki, Magic. So she grabs a disappear on Loki grabs a disappear on point. Magic pieces out and gives herself in some trouble. Tries to come back into it, and they bully down Invisible Woman. You, I assume, couldn't see what was happening in the puddle. So this is a kind of cause and effect of you not working with your Invisible Woman to fight that magic. So when a magic went on you here, and you didn't work together with Invisible Woman on her, you instead decided to run for safety. You slash, you dive, panic, and run. You leave Invisible Woman. You don't go on any kind of aggression. You now have a bubble up, which is nice. But now you've allowed this situation to happen. He takes her ult and ults here. You're just spraying into the madness because you're not going to be able to see anything.
Feeling fantastic. A little help, please.
She's over here. You can see her outline here, which means she's taking damage. But you were spraying over here instead. I'm not really sure what you were spraying at there. But now Darkchild manages to take off two of your guys, and your cart completely got taken from the enemy team. Your main team went way too far ahead. That was their fault. That was problems from them. You could have worked a little bit better with your own teammates to stop that magic from having any kind of success. And then you need to learn a little bit about how to deal with Invisible Woman ultimate. You can see your allies inside the event and can spray around left and right a little bit. You might have been able to save Invisible Woman while doing that. You got another ult up, so we're going to see how you do your ult play. Yeah, Jordan hit me up with a replay ID. Now you're going for it. You do it for the us against the world, which is nice. You grab her out of her ultimate, and you're going to be able to spit her off the edge. But you jump. Don't jump there. Just spit her. So this is another big common problem from Jeff's. Stop right here. Look down. Spit. You jumping off here. Yeah, you got rid of a healer. You traded healer ult for healer ult. Net neutral. You, as a healer, died taking out a healer. Net neutral. This did nothing. End of the day, this is a nothing ultimate. You both die, and both teams are in the same position that they were in. Well, thanks for the subscribe. Again, a lot of this positivity that is happening out of these is just because your team is able to just crush their team when you do those even trades. It's very, very hard for her to cloak out of it, and even if she does, then you're not dead and she's not dead, but at the end of the day, you jumping for... You're just trading ult for ult, death for death, and not getting anything. Was she even in cloak form? We can look back at that. Because that could be a concern where, okay, she could maybe ult out of it, but even if she ulted it, you could kill her. You could beat her in the 1v1. After your ultimate, you are very, very strong against whoever you eat. I want to go back to her ulting. So she's in dagger form. Getting pressured on. No, so she didn't even switch to cloak. She's still in dagger form when she did this. And you should be able to see her in dagger form here. So you can even see that she wasn't in cloak. So she will not have time. If you look down and spit, she will never have time to switch to cloak and fly. Yeah. So you want to make sure you see she's in dagger. It's so very hard to succeed in the cloak spit or cloak flight even in that situation. She was actually in cloak. She did change the cloak in the very end, so there is a little bit of legitimacy to that. But we could even see if you spat down and you just spit her downwards, she dies before she can cloak out. If she did cloak out, she flies up, you just watch her flight path, and then you right-click her down once she comes out of the cloak. She's low enough health at that point, you will 1v1 her successfully. We're almost done this one. Almost done this one. We want to go back to when you respawn. What are we up to? To get away from this magic again, you're pretty good at managing to get away from her when she goes on you, doing the dive and getting away. You also are good at using the Venom team up. A lot of people with Venom forget to use the team up a lot. It's very common for Jeffs not to. Whoa. What happened? Your team's very critical. With your tank and your damage dealer were in this section and got very critical, which means there's a huge amount of enemy pressure in this area. You come out of your cover and you try and get healing on them, but they've already broken line of sight from the threat. Standing back here and blasting them with healing, probably a better bet than trying to get out. Interesting. Was there a crystal on you? Your health just evaporated. I'm trying to figure out why. So she's blasting. No, there's no crystal on you. She's getting hits on you. Magic just comes in and does a spin through. Loki puts down a clone and Magneto shoots you all at the same time. Just so much damage on you because you put yourself into a firing line with no cover. You try to bind everybody, right? You're trying to give big AoE healing, which is a good thing. But if you just stood here and sprayed, 0 threat at the time, and you could have gotten everybody topped off. You put yourself in a very big firing line, and once you bound to everybody, you should have booped yourself over here so you weren't in the line of danger. You stayed a little bit too much in the line of danger, and it's just an unfortunate a bunch of attacks landed on you and got you at the same time. Cat? I said no. Ugh. And we'll do one more look at a fight, but I think we've got a lot of things. Hopefully there's a lot of things that you've heard here that are helpful. What are we at? You've switched to Luna Snow.
Thanks so much. Be strong together.
Going a little bit heavily on the damage.
What am I? Invisible? I am ready.
Luna Snow is so reliant on aim and who you're shooting at. And you went very hard into just smacking at enemies. A little bit of duelist mentality kind of took over there or something. Because again, here you're just shooting at some enemies. You're in the Invisible Woman ult, but you're also in the Cloak and Dagger ult. So there's no kill pressure, no chance of killing them. So going damagey doesn't really help too much.
Thanks so much. What am I? Invisible? I am ready to put on a show.
You ult here, he ults, so you break line of sight around here. Zip around the corner, come back. That was pretty good. Get everybody topped off. Us Against the World and Disappear comes out. Well, that's your shield's up there, Us Against the World. So now there's no kill pressure. So now you want to be thinking about, what is my escape path? Because in this situation, this ultimate is going to end before that ultimate. Invisible Woman's is shorter than Cloak and Daggers. What is your escape path? How do you manage to get to safety once this ends?
30 seconds.
So you're right in the middle of the lane. And then when it ends, you move towards the enemy team instead of towards your allies. And you move into a tight space that's really good for Mr. Fantastic to successfully kill people in, instead of moving back to your your advantage point. So we see here, you back up, you go right into this tunnel. That whole time you should be moving towards your safe spot and an open sky area. You move into a tight tunnel, and Mr. Fantastic just bullies you down.
What are you aiming at?
Oh, it gets bad. All right.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. That one hurts.
I like the it gets bad. That's funny.
I'm back in the fight. A nice final 10 seconds.
This has been a solid push. This has been, your team did really well.
Watch me.
They're panicking a little bit in the overtime section.
You'll have to keep fighting.
You're shooting at enemies. You're still shooting at enemies. Your aim's pretty bad. I don't know if Luna is a great option for you. Gotta have. Do it show you your accuracy? Yeah, 39%.
Do I throw like a girl? I don't have to be center stage. Much better.
Luna Snow is a character for high skill expression healers, in my opinion, higher skill expression healers, and that's just because of the huge reliance on accuracy and tracking your snowflake.
Feels tough. Just stop scrolling and start moving.
So like you're just missing this Invisible Woman so much. She dies there just because you weren't healing her at all. You were just missing your shots. So I definitely don't think Luna Snow is a character you should be picking up unless you spend a lot more time in the practice range. We can see here. Invisible Woman, you're trying to heal her, but you're going for focusing a little bit on the damage. She's low health over here. You're still not healing her, and then she ends up dying. Now all the healing's on you. You put your healing ultimate out. That's good. Dance around, try and keep everybody in it. It's a really rough corner to do so because there's a lot of line of sight breaks there. And they just bully you down. Once your ultimate ends, that's going to happen. Did you get that replay ID there? Jordan? Jordan, hit me up with an ID.
I'm making a comeback.
We'll get to that. Guys, got good progress for it being this overtime this whole time.
Cold.
You guys did do a decent push here. A lot of people think that you need to win every round. You need to get the round further than the enemy team can get it. And will really stress out if they don't get it to the very end. Yeah, reviews are open. You can hit up a replay ID, and the next person to do it will get one. I've been waiting for Jordan to get one, but I haven't seen one yet.
Songs to sing.
If you beat them. If you beat them.
I suck. Blow up.
You're still holding, which is crazy.
I was worried.
No support for you.
Your powers are
You move away from your team and allow him to kind of bully you out, pulling a lot of the focus of your Invisible Woman away. She gets killed. And I assume, by the looks of this, they wipe that up and get the win. Round 2.
Hi and I create equilibrium.
You guys win this one, right? It looks like you win it. Or this goes crazy good in their favor.
Got it.
sounds easy, which means it's probably
I like the switch over to Invisible Woman better. Oh, your F10.
Find out.
Or Cloak and Dagger better. Cloak and Dagger better matches your... oh, you wish? Oh, God. That means this was really long, and this one's really short. They crush you guys then. Cloak and Dagger is better than Luna there for you because the tracking on the heals, the AoE healing complements Invisible Woman really well. Good bubble onto the group. That's a huge amount of ult charge, especially if they play in it. Shadow Cloak out. I like a lot of the things that we're seeing from that. You're playing a little too far forward here. Need to back up a little bit. You notice and do so, or you're just reacting to your team backing up. But at the end of the day, you end back up when you should. You did not notice or did not pay attention to Magic going past you and going for Invisible Woman there, but Invis ults. You were in Cloak form there, weren't you?
I'll get you next time.
Or was I wrong?
Shields up.
I have this, shields up, cloak, channeling. Yeah.
My time to shine.
Oh no, you were in cloak. So you were in cloak, you got kicked into the wall, and then you switched out of cloak. You should have shadow cloak there when you got kicked into the wall. That would make sure no damage goes on you and you can get out, and then you can switch to dagger once you've gotten to a safety point. Just a better habit. As Against the World comes out, your Magneto does not have his ult, so you have to match. That's fine. Don't waste your Shadow Cloak when they have their Cloak ult down. So your Shadow Cloak got wasted while they were getting unlimited healing. Now the unlimited healing's gone. Your damage amplification on them is not on them. You should be Cloak in that situation. If you're going to turn and slap shots at a DPS beside you, you should switch to Cloak before you do so. Good bubble on yourself. Stay near the Invisible Woman bubble. He goes down. Very nice.
Glad to help. Nice work, Namor. But don't let it go to your head.
10.
I feel like myself again.
All right. Everything's going fine. Everything's going fine.
Show their stupid faces.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger.
Take everything. Cloak out, fly up. You didn't fly up nearly enough. You stayed pretty much in the line of danger. Shields up comes out. As Against the World, so there's no point in being in cloak. Get yourself to some kind of safety point. You've put yourself right into the middle of the action. Once your disappear goes away, which it did, you're now in a very dangerous spot. You don't have tanks in front of you. You don't have cover. You don't have an escape path. You're standing in the middle of an ultimate. So we should see this absolutely shred your team. 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. Yep. So tracking the duration of ultimates really, really important. Thinking about how long this ultimate is going to save me for and when I need to be able to get out. So she takes you. He goes, I take everything. You can cloak and go up a little bit higher. You could have flown up here. You could have flown. I don't think you can make it up here, but just up and to the side a little bit more is useful. You kind of stayed at the same level. So when you came out of it, you were still just right in the middle of danger range. Disappear comes out. That's great. You now are at unlimited healing. One thing a lot of healers are going to do during unlimited healing is just go straight for damage or continue just spamming heals for no reason. A lot of the time you need to be going, okay, this only lasts 8 seconds. When am I, in 8 seconds, when am I going to, or where do I need to be? What do I need to be dealing with? You need to be tracking what the enemy team is doing. They put their healing ultimate out, so no kill pressure is going to exist now. Especially now, you want to be going, okay, I need to be over here, so when this ends, I can get into safety. Or I want to be over here, so when this ends, I can get back to my team. You didn't track that. So everything you're doing here is wasted. There's no value out of it. And then when this ends, you're right in front of this whole firing line, right? No tanks in front of you, no protection. He can't bubble you. If you were over here when that ended, you could have gotten out of line of sight of this pretty quickly and saved your team. But because you're in the danger spot, you just get eviscerated there. And your team wipes it up. Or gets wiped up. And it looks like they just steamroll you from there based off of the deaths here. It's just so much. So much. Oh, a portal play comes out. I did not expect that there, but they had already gotten the point? I think they'd already gotten the point. So this was an emergency try and portal. And the point is got here. So the point, oh, it's so close. Super close. Your Estranged was just a little bit slow on the roll, being able to get the portal. They already got the point, so this really sucks. Donuts Against the World here. So they got the point. You should have already heard that they got the point. Ulting there doesn't give you any value. Even if you won that fight from that ult, you don't get nearly enough value, as much value as holding it would have. They like wasted Loki lamps here. This could have been a really good fight for you guys to have won. They get the point. So never ult if they get the point. Even if your whole team dies here and you wipe and come back, having your ult after that is more valuable than ulting here, because this point, you cannot stop it. It will walk all the way to this waterfall. Once it's got, there's no stopping the point from getting to there. So winning a fight, this thing is still just going to walk to there. And if you guys died and ran back, it would also just walk to there, and it would be at the same point either way. do you guys win this? It looks like you might. No, they match. They also do a dumb match here. This is pointless. Look at the turtle. That ult didn't do them any good. They won the fight. They won the fight. So they even win the fight. That ult was wasted.
Such pain. But how?
Only now is the turtle actually being pushed. Zin, Jordan, anyone out there still want a review? We're almost done with this one. We're gonna be done if we're done with this one and we don't got another one to look at. Oh, yeah, you're just getting steamrolled here. Your team is just getting run TF down. It's interesting with how much they struggled in the early game, how poorly this is going. 100k healing. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. That was just because of how long and drawn out the first game was, though. That's why the numbers are like that. They're just holding you up against the edge here. I don't think there's anything too noteworthy through this. They did really high aggression.
Keep up the momentum.
We can look back to this. A little bit further back. A little bit further back, just to see how it all went down.
Daggers back.
So this is you guys running back after losing that first point. You delayed it so long the turtle gets to go so far.
Help.
This is a really easy spot to hold for your team. It's a really risky spot for them. Use this cover over here. Get a lot of points.
Love that healing feeling.
Feel the pull.
Lights out.
You really go too far forward to do those shadow cloaks when it's not valuable. You're just doing it for the sake that you have it instead of actually getting value out of it. So you went too far forward and shadow cloaked when that shadow cloak wasn't going to get you a kill. It wasn't going to give your team any kind of advantage. It was just shadow cloaking for the sake of shadow cloaking, right? Your team didn't have any kind of aggression going on. You weren't amplifying any kind of damage output here that would result in a kill. You just like saw enemy have shadow cloak use. And then you get popped up in the air. They kill your Namor. Not even 100% sure how that happened. No, that's just Twitch. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with Twitch. Bye. I'm really trying to figure out how he died over here, is what I want to see. Yeah, OBS things. OBS things. Okay, so he got pulled in and then just comboed by magic at that same time. So you went too far forward, which means you couldn't apply any healing pressure to your team. You and most of your team got knocked up. Am I still online? You are, Jordan. Yes. Yes, give me a replay ID. They're able to push so much pressure onto your healers here, take out both your healers, and get a lot of pressure. So, Shadow Cloaks, you need to use Shadow Cloaks better when playing her as a way to secure a kill on a target that needs to die, rather than on a, oh, hey, thanks for the hearts. Hand hearts from DJ here. Yeah, use Shadow Cloak better to focus in on a target. Yeah, you can give me a username instead, and I'll check that out. I'll also show you how to get your replay ID for future. That you want to use it to secure a kill on a target that wouldn't die otherwise, not just using it for the sake of damage, and you're going to see a lot more success out of that move. Then here they just run your team down and then hold you at spawn for a little bit, which is really, really rough. But we can see a couple of the things. Not all of it's on you. We're not talking about all being on you, but there was some improvements that I hope you can glean from this, and this will help you out. And we're going to hop over to the next person because we've been on this for a while. Very, very... generally decent. There's a lot of positive things. There's a lot of good things. I liked a lot of the things that you were trying to get done, and it's just a little bit of your reacting to tighter situations. More hand hearts. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate them. It helps tell the system that I'm doing a good job at helping people out. For people that don't know, if you need to get a replay ID and you want to... Oh, I get Deej in here. If you want a replay ID and you want to check out something, you can go to your profile, you can go to your history, you can see your games, we can go to one of our matches, and then in the bottom corner here, we got a replay ID. That gives me a number. So this number here, if you click it, it copies it to your clipboard and you can paste it, and then you can see that match and be able to share it. To be able to share things, most handy way. I lit up. Home background. We got a new home background. All right. Nice Deadpool guide. I like your videos. Thanks. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We're looking for a person. Somebody said Jordan. All right. Jordan is next. We can probably do 2. Let me just double check that I'm not. Oh, I am. All right. We've looked at you before. It's fine. You want the latest Trafalgar, you said? What match do you want me to look at? That was a long time ago. Long time ago. Any besides most recent. Not the most recent one. All right. Quick match. A draw match. Draw matches are interesting. Do you usually heal? Don't usually. Okay, we won't look at a match that you were healing. Hey, you're that. Yeah. Boom. Look at this. Let's look at this one. Don't heal at all. Yeah. I can tell. Yo, it's Bliss. So Bliss. Such bliss. Boom. Hi. Away from me. Damn it. Try to kill my Twitch because it's failing on me, but I can't. I can't go in and kill the live. Fine. All right. May I get a VOD real quick? I can check. You're in a line. We are going to do a quick bit of Jordan's here, and then we got, I think, Beastly Gamer, unless Vi is still around. Zai. Beastly Gamer and Zai will be ahead of you if you want one, but we'll check it out. We're checking out this. We're doing the things. We are looking at Trafalgar. Starting off Blade. Blade's got a huge upgrade right now. Very, very strong.
It seems as good as
Interesting crosshair. I like it. Good reaction into that oncoming magic. So we are seeing you shooting your gun, getting some range damage off. So, start of the match. Trying to get some shots off. This is console, so we got to think about console aim, not PC aim. So I'll try not to be too judgmental on accuracy. So I like that you're getting the shots off. She comes in on you. You switch to sword, get the combo on here, force her back, break line of sight while you're chained. Let the chain fall off before you go back into the action. That's really great. It's hard to track what you're up to from your perspective because Blade bounces around so much. So let's look at it a little bit. You're turning, reacting to the incoming divers. A lot of positivity from that I like to hear. So pressure on there. Let's go a little bit further back because your allies died there. And I do not think this is your fault at all. You did a good job. You broke line of sight here. You let the chains fall off. Then you come back into the action. Get pressure on Daredevil. They're running Daredevil magic. Huge amount of pressure onto your healers. These two need to have more awareness of each other. Gambit's trying, but Cloak is too focused on other targets. So this double combo goes in. There's very little you're going to be able to do here. They pick up both of your healers. At this point, both your healers are dead. There's zero chance you're going to win this fight. So you're in a good position to back off, not die, not give ultimate charge, and get a little bit to safety. You do not. You go right into the action. And you die giving ult charge away. He's going to die giving ult charge away. One thing to kind of think about there, you were in a really, really great position. Both your healers were dead, and you were in an amazing position to disengage and not give your team any more advantage from the situation. But instead, you did this, and you chased in with dead healers into the middle of a chaos and got yourself wrecked. What was that view? Wild.
The mission area is yours.
I've never seen that view before. I've never hit that button, I guess. Okay. Switch to Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, you're switching over to, I assume, for the anti-dive potential, dealing with those two divers. I would have gone to Thing. Thing would have been a much better choice. Do you want a revenge for your healers? Yeah, don't get revenge for your teammates. Group up and get revenge next time you go in, especially if you have two people dead that are both strategists. Really, really tricky situation to ever win. Total waste of your team up here. I'm not sure what you're going for. Yeah, go 3 tank. Go Thing, go 3 tank. 3 tank's super strong. Thing is amazing into those two. You'll force them off of those two so fast going to Thing that you can get off of him. Thing's really good at Deadpool. Thing's really good into both of those two. So you can go 3 tank and it's not a big deal. Scarlet Witch is a little bit not great of an option here just because she's not going to have the burst potential you're going to need to stop them from getting the kills. You pop your team up here. There's no kill pressure. Your team's not ready for this. You're just using one of your most powerful abilities, one of the most powerful abilities in the game in Scarlet Witch's team up, and you're just shooting it at a strange shield with no possibility of a kill here. Magic loops around, comes in from behind, comes out. She doesn't get anything and disengages really well. That was really well done from her. Your team up's going to be gone by the time this fight's ready. So yeah, you don't have a team up and now you're actually ready to fight. So try not to waste that team up. That team up's so very important. He kind of wastes his team up too. Like he's not getting good pressure out of this team up. It's a really strong team up. You managed to get Magic. I'm really curious how that went down, but because he's just shooting this at nothing, right? That's not kill pressure. Magic comes in. You're all over her. This is great. You've got your full channel on her. Strange is whip-shotting her. And she just goes down nicely to your channel. That is why Scarlet Witch is really good into divers. It's hard for them to get away from you. You can get good damage out on her. You get a little bit too far forward and get yourself smoked. You've got the double shield tank, so you want to be behind both of them. Gotta remember what number you are so I can jump back to you quickly. Where are you? You are F9. So yeah, you push past both your tanks. You're right in front of the entire enemy team. Scarlet just doesn't have any reason to be here, especially if you don't have your team up. So without your team up and being this far forward, oh, you do have it. It came back. But too far forward, you're not going to get a kill. You're not going to get value. You don't have burst potential here, so you just kind of go too far forward and get comboed down. That puts your team at a back foot.
My work here is not done.
Here's your rollout. We can see how you bounce back to the fight as your team is going on there.
Keep going. Goodbye for now.
Oh, dang it. 9. I keep hitting C instead of N. I'm trying to track your right clicks because you're shooting them off and then not having them, so I'm making sure that you still have them all. I have Agamotto, you shift out of it very nicely. Drop a stun ball right here is what you should do. As soon as this ends, drop a stun ball on top of him. That's going to stop him from comboing down your Invisible Woman. You do, very nice. You missed it a little bit. You want it on him, but that was really good. So I predicted what you should do, and then I watched you do it. That's amazing. Loving that you did that. And she still goes down. Unfortunate. I wanna. She was already really low health. She wasn't able to put her shield on herself. You did a great shift, turn, drop the stun ball. Love that. But he still gets the combo off on her, yeah, and kills her. So now you're down a healer. Your tank has no... Oh, you're down both healers. Gambit's dead. Invisible Woman's dead. Again, in a no healer situation. Your tank's really low HP. This is where you guys need to disengage and back off. You need to do everything in your power to get away and not give the team advantage. He's just staying and dying.
Rest easy now.
Now you're at even more of a disadvantage. Your Strange ults for no reason. Yeah, that was a really bad ult. Everyone's dead. You try and go and help him with his ult because you hear him ult, it looks like. You come back, you get yourself smoked. Now you're down that ultimate. He dies. Everything goes down. You guys managed to get to the point, though, because his match isn't over here. So you teleport. Do you save the day here getting this touch? That's pretty good. 97, 98, you touch. Your Invisible Woman does as well. Now this is where you ult. Yep. Very nice. Very nice. The portal coming in behind you was kind of funny there, and you're able to use it a little bit to keep yourself covered. I don't even know if you 100% knew why what happened, but so the Invisible Woman goes out. You start your Pure Chaos. The portal opens up behind you. You pop out of it and then manage to get back into the fray and explode. If you had exploded on the other side of that portal, that would have been so bad. If you blew up over here, that's crazy. But you come out, you get the big explosion. That's a day-saving play for sure. Then it's a long bit of nothing. Long bit of nothing. So let's see what you're up to here. You guys have pushed them back. You're playing at an off angle around the shield wall thing. Now you put yourself right into the firing line. You have to use your fade to get back. You pop your team up again, but there's no real value that you're getting out of it. Fortunately, he came in while you still had it, but you popped it a little early. Try and pop it with your team's aggression rather than just when you have it. That's really great. Everything clean. You guys hold it for a bit here. Armed and dangerous. You shift out. One of your priorities here needs to be not dying. You got hit by the armed and dangerous. You are the reset condition. You and Strange are the reset condition. So not dying is more important than you doing anything else when you get hit by that. You go into the disappear. That's really nice. Huge clean up. That disappear was massive to stop that because both Strange and you were at critical conditions. They go through the portal, chase down, and kill Gambit. Nice. But now this is where they turn it around. Oh, just about. 94. Somebody touches. The Daredevil jumps in just to touch and then dies. Disappear comes in for a delay and a portal. So they get their portal play up here. Disappear comes in. Probably unnecessary disappear at the timing that it did. Daredevil was already dead. So if we talk about their mistake here, Daredevil did an amazing job here. He touched. That's all he had to do. If he died here, that's fine. He touched. He got the overtime. That's great. The portal came back over here. This is an okay portal. At 99%, it could be considered a bad portal if it weren't for the fact that Daredevil touched. If Daredevil hadn't managed to touch, this portal was completely wasted. So he went past your entire team and put it back here, which means he took extra time putting the portal down. That was very, very risky. They come out, and she disappears immediately. Nothing has happened. Nobody's in any danger. She could have held her disappear a little bit longer to make sure that it went out after somebody had already taken some damage.
By the
Eye of Agamotto comes out. Where are you? You're really good at, yeah, you're really good at getting out of that. Unfortunately, that's their bubble, not yours. So by the eye, you shift out. That's awesome. She gets killed, though. Vishanti's power comes out. You kill their invis. You have your ultimate here. Can you use it? You should be using it right here. No. No. And then he tries to delay. They're doing some work. They're doing some work. But they all get picked off. So yeah, I want to see if there was any opportunity for you to have ulted there. Are the vibes up, y'all? The vibes are super. Yeah, I would have gone into this thing at this point right here, and I would have just ulted. I would have started ulting here and floating forward. There wasn't a lot of kill pressure on you for that. And you might have been able to explode and got a kill, but that was a really tough situation. All right. Now you have your ult, which is great. So how do we use it? How do we use it?
You're not going anywhere.
Slightly unnecessary stun orb that wasn't going to get you any value. Hold your stun is so very valuable for securing kills and shutting down players. Don't waste it nearly as often as you are. Pure Chaos comes out. You flow up to the enemy team. Boom. One person. One is good. One is good. A lot of people will freak out about ults that you only get one person, but it puts your team on the proper footing and should allow you to win the rest of this. I assume you also caused them to really give up a lot of position here, so we're going to look at the whole kind of thing. One better than none, right? Taking a one player could be the difference between a win of a team fight and not. So a lot of players are like, I have to get 5-mans. I love when I get one. So what do you cause? She has to bounce out. He now hides and doesn't do anything. Strange blocks.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture.
No, that's your Strange. That's your Strange.
Now.
I'm a little bit confused. All right. I got confused by the colors. We're going to rewatch this because it is blue that you're going after. So you go in here. Oh, yeah. It was their Strange. So their Strange is just your Strange is also there. This guy turrets up. That's a really good reaction. Again, you stop Punisher turret. You kill Gambit. You force Invisible Woman to jump away. You force him to hide. You manage to get that one kill, but that shuts down a lot of things, and that cleans up the fight very nicely. I like it a lot. You get good pressure on. Do you have your team up? You do. So again, I just want to watch what you're doing with the team up. When you're using it is going to be the key to kind of having a little bit more success here, because that team up is so strong. Ran right into that Punisher. He goes down, but that was risky. You could have gotten 2-tap there very easily. Love the vibes. Just here for the vibes. We're all about positivity, good times, good vibes. Helping people get better at video games. That's what we're zesty guides. All right. So I like that you're staying back a little bit. You're pumping out your right clicks for some burst damage. You're not using your team up until you hopefully need to. You lose a team member there. He's really going ham in here, and nobody else was on him. I don't even... Yeah, he's still in there. It's hard to follow Iron Fist sometimes. What did he do? I know this isn't his review, but it's good to know. So he like did this jump kick up here. I thought it disengaged him, but he turned around, landed back in the middle of them, and just gets chunked down by the Doctor Strange explosion. He gets taken out. Now you guys are at a disadvantage, so you have to do a disadvantage style play. Being down a team member at a critical moment of holding the point is not great. And you have somebody running back still. You're technically down 2 here at the very start. Devil's Rage, that comes out. I have Agamotto on their team. He's right idea, bad timing. Right idea, bad timing. Him doing this, he doesn't have any support to get anything out of it. So he gets it off. Oh, he should have just killed Punisher. He got too focused on trying to kill Invisible Woman, and he gave up the opportunity to get a kill. He gets an explosion and kills Gambit, which helps a lot. If he had killed Punisher there, I think it would have helped a lot. He gets them really low. Rogue comes out. Then that Disappear comes out, and she kills her. His Eye of Agamotto comes out, stunning Yor, and she dies. Man, this is a crazy fight. Daredevil's just so strong. Daredevil's just so strong. Portal comes out, Judge, Jury, Executioner right into his face. Obliterated. Probably not a necessary portal. Now you guys are just going to pour out one at a time into this, and it should stagger you pretty hard. You're going to use it? Oh, it disappeared. You get pushed back and manage to kill Punisher because of it, but the pushback is just one of your counters. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. I don't think there's a lot of problems. The portal was a little bit silly. You had 0% taken from you. Portal is so very, very strong later in the fight that blowing a portal there is just nonsense. So here you get taken out. He opens the portal here. They haven't taken anything, so now you're not going to have the portal at the very end when you might need it to win the game. He comes out into a Judge, Jury. That sucked. Just want to figure out how it plays out. He gets the kill there. Everybody's just pouring through this portal, which puts you in a really bad spot, right? This portal jumps you out right into their side. If you're doing one of these portal plays, almost always bring it out and then turn it around before starting it so your team pops out on your side of the advantage instead of on their side. You come out on their side, and the damage is brutal. We come out here. I like your use of invisibility to get yourself to safety. You back off. You're focusing on the right targets. I see you switch over to Gambit there. You go for a Pure Chaos to use the portal. You get pushed back. The pushback is one of your biggest counters, so understandable that it is not as successful as an ult as you're kind of going for, but you do manage to take out Punisher. She goes, I take everything, and you aren't able to kill her. I think you've lost focus on important targets here a little bit. So you get the explosion here. She's in the middle of the enemy team, and you have this feeling like you can kill her. I feel like, which is why the focus is here, but you did have really good focus before, just a moment before on this going on here, right? You were floating towards them, you got pushed back, you killed Punisher, and then you put all your focus into this Rogue. If your team had gotten the Rogue kill, that'd be great. But she's manages to survive, and there's just no pressure on these two. We can see them not taking any damage here. which allows Rogue to be kept up very easily. And then here you're just channeling into the enemy tanks. You're focusing on Rogue, you're focusing on Strange, and your team just has no pressure into these two. These two are just free healing. And when you allow especially these two healers to just free heal, there's just nothing you're going to do. Gambit Never Folds comes out, your team responds, she gets eviscerated despite that just because she was already low health. Then they're able to just chase your team down. The healing of Gambit Never Folds is not very strong. It is mostly an offensive ultimate, so using it in defensive purposes, you'll often find yourselves in a bad situation. You manage to get Invisible Woman, which is great. You're now looking at Gambit. You can tell you're trying to kind of go for Gambit. Strange is stopping your damage output. It's a thing you're going to deal with as Scarlet. You go for more. You're just really focusing on the Gambit. I like that a lot. You manage to get taken out. Not your fault. Not your fault. All right. That's probably enough of that. Let's check out Beastly. Beastly, you got a game for me. El Grim Reaper you want me to look at. Hope that helped Trafalgar and anybody else. All these reviews should be helpful to you to be able to see things that I'm talking about. Even if it's not your own game, you can see what kind of mentality things are happening, what kind of decisions are being made on both sides, and what are good and what are mistakes. I don't have a lot of time, so I do want to get one more in here. Boo, 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 boo. El Grim Reaper. Career history. 4 to the 5 game you lost, or the MVP game you won. I don't see a 4 or 5 game. Is this right? Is this the right one? 4 or 5 game I lost, or the MVP game you won. That could be the MVP game you're talking about. Oh, 4 or 5. This one. 4 to 5 healer Loki. I like lost games. Lost games tell you a lot. Winning games sometimes don't, because sometimes you're just steamrolling. Sometimes you're just rolling the enemy team down. And that's not as insightful. Seeing how you play when you don't win, I like to have that view. So, this is Celestial, or not Celestial Husk. What is it? Clintar. So your setup here, your roll-up was a little bit slower than the rest of your team. That doesn't really matter that much. Let's try and make sure I know what you are. You're 1, 2, 3. You were F4 for faster things.
The more the merrier. The battle starts in
I don't
5,
love
4.
this Loki clone setup. These are really easy Loki clones to kill and don't give you any kind of great firing line on the target. I prefer at least having a clone a little bit further back, a little bit more reliable on the heal side, but
3, 2,
these can work out.
you have to stop that.
These can work out.
Area.
You got this flanker going on. You got damage output coming. Let's figure out what you're working with. You're working with a Thing and a Penny, and then double divers, and then you and Deadpool. Deadpool's a really hard character for you to work with. I'm not entirely sure how it works, and you might be able to instruct me on this. When Loki copies Deadpool, do you copy him at his current book level, or do you copy him as a blank slate Deadpool with no skills? Interesting question. I don't know. So he tried to go for a Thing. He gets in trouble. He gets out. Heals himself up a little bit, but not enough. He got onto the heal a little bit too early. He manages to get back. Things now put himself in a really dangerous position. You guys just don't have any kind of line of sight on him, and you're not able to really support Thing where he's at. Things I'm going to be looking for is, are you at his book level? Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Are you keeping lamps ready? Do you have a clone ready to put out lamps? How do you use your invisibility? Are you switching positions with your clones? Are you putting clones in great positions for your team's defensive hold? So this ended up working because your team is holding this corner. So this combo here gives a lot of healing pressure on this corner right here, and they don't get the line of sight over to be able to deal with your clones. I like that a lot. We got Scarlet up there. She's now kind of noticed you, it looks like. So we'll see how that plays out.
My full support.
No, so while you have really good healing pressure right here, you have no healing pressure right here, and that's where Iron Fist and Thing are hanging out. So you're relying on all of the healing on them to be your Deadpool. So you were healing a little bit there on people that didn't necessarily need healing.
Almost bowed out.
So here you're spamming heals into full HP people when you have people engaged, and you could possibly heal them if you were just aiming right there. I'm not sure why you went invisible here. Maybe it was to reposition this clone, because you had a clone right beside you. You made a clone disappear from here and appear right here. The only thing I can think of is that you wanted a little bit better of a line on that one, and maybe its heals were getting blocked. But yeah, you want to be spamming, in this situation, you kind of want to be spamming heals around here. So they get the kill there, but these two are very much engaged, and your healing isn't going to where your damaged players are. Damaged player, but you're healing here.
That's much better.
He goes in. They're all going in pretty damn far. There's nothing you're going to be able to do here.
Systems restoring.
Rough. So you've lost both your damage dealers here. They're at a major advantage, and you haven't identified that and repositioned. Once you lose both your two damage members, two members at all, especially on a defensive hold map, you now need to go into a defensive game state rather than an offensive game state. You stayed in your offensive state a little bit too long, and now your defense has backed up too far away from you. That forces you to lamps, where better positioning would have allowed you to not need to waste lamps. So your team had backed up. You could have backed up over here, gone and joined Deadpool, no need to waste lamps. You've now used an extremely powerful cooldown at a point that it wasn't necessary for. The only reason it was necessary was poor positioning. You now back up. So now you're out of clones, right? Oh no, you got that clone, but it'll die real fast. So you're at your weakest healing state here, and you don't have your lamps, you don't have your clones. You're at your weakest possible healing position. They're in a lot of danger. They've broken line of sight from your other healer, so you're your only heal condition on this tank. He pops around and manages to get some healing on her, but it doesn't look like you managed to. Loki aim can be a little bit weird. I get that. I struggle with Loki aim sometimes. Yeah, you lost track of your team. You didn't notice they'd backed up enough. You got yourself in danger. You use your snap. You lose all your clones. You're doing damage here when she's in so much danger.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You kind of noticed, turned, dropped a clone,
Outnumber you.
but you're having trouble keeping up with her positioning. You're panicking a little bit. You're on a console, so your aim isn't on point. And you're relying a little bit more on the splash AoE than you need to be. Drop another clone at your feet. That's good. He's really low and should be able to be taken down. Yeah, that's nice. That gives you a good position.
Full support.
She's focused in on your spider nest there. You notice her. It doesn't really look like anybody else is caring too much about her. He ults, and I do not know why. There is zero positive value to get out of this ultimate, so it's very strange that he would use that there.
What are you aiming at?
The other side uses a "what are you aiming at" ultimate. Again, not particularly useful in the situation. I think he just used it to respond to the other one. I like that you're paying attention to the Squirrel Stampede and trying to deal with it, but you lose track of it.
Your powers are mine.
You cop Cloak and Dagger and start healing. You're waiting to hold your ultimate and then use it a little later. That's good. If you had not made decisions, or if you had, it could have been good. It could have been good. So doing that allows a little bit more time. Make sure that you can get some healing off. But then when you ult, you don't ult to your immediate healing needs. So we can see here, you've now gotten low health. Your immediate healing needs is over here. Everybody's in a little bit of danger right here. And you ult not towards them. right? You're ulting on the point, not ulting to the people that need healing. They get cleaned up here, and you lose 2 people now. So you're in here at a huge disadvantage. Pure Chaos comes out and wipes out more. And that's really big for their team. So I like the theory behind holding the copied ultimate. There's good theory behind doing it, but you need to be thinking about who is the most important person to heal with this ultimate when I'm using it, not just like I need to ult on point. You could have gotten to point later into the ultimate, but because of the choice you did for using of the ultimate, you ended up getting your team really, really screwed. And then you didn't have a disengage position once the healing ultimate ended, so you just got yourself wiped out. So yeah, ult to your team, heal them first, then you go around here, then you come across point. Would have helped a lot more. You did a lot of point focus here. Pure Chaos comes out. You back yourself away from that because you don't want to get killed by it. Your ult now hasn't done very much, and now you're in a bad position. You had your invisibility, and I think you decided you needed to heal him, but like there was no win condition there. If you're back here, and we can go back a couple seconds. You're back here, and you have your invisibility available to you. Yeah. You've lost this fight, right? Everybody's dead.
Many faces.
Go invisible and walk yourself out, right? There's exit conditions. You could leave over here. You could leave over here. You just go invisible and walk yourself out of here. Instead of going for this, like, heal a person that's going to die anyways. Now, you both die at the same time, and now your team is going to have to reset. And I think... Do you make it? Oh, why not? Scott is replay. Yes, okay. So you did manage to respawn here, which is nice. Timing-wise, it can be really bad if you die that late as a healer, and then you respawn at the other respawn point. You can't come and deal with this defense, and that could be even worse. But you guys lose Iron Fist for no reason here. Iron Fist did not wait for your team to go together. So Iron Fist, I don't know what he's doing here. And he gets himself killed. You make it back to the point. Like, well, sorry. You made it to be able to defend here is what I was talking about. You were never going to make it back to defend the point. But you made it to defend this line, which is great. But you lost a person here. Daredevil's standing in a very, very risky position. Ooh, that Squirrel Girl. Oh, that's rough. How does this happen? So this late in it, you should probably have gone up here instead of through here, because this goes through the main firing line of the enemy team. The enemy team is here, shooting down this section. You're alone walking through a very dangerous situation. Going up here could have been a little bit better, or just coming out invisible so that you can't have this happen. So you come out into the firing line. Squirrel Girl hits the thing, chunks you, manages to get a root on you. That was a really, really clean root. And then they just combo you down. And this puts your team at a major disadvantage. You've already lost Iron Fist. Now they've lost you. And they should be able to get a really solid push out. I don't know what he's doing. But it's getting a kill. Daredevil is insane sometimes. They're just having really a hard time keeping up with him and keeping track of him. And the healing output of Deadpool has been able to keep him alive there. That was wild that succeeded. Clobbering Time came out, and he just got himself killed. Everybody had disengaged by that point, and he Clobbering Timed. Squirrel Stampede comes out. I don't know what Daredevil's doing here. Yeah, this gets himself killed. People losing track of what's happening and getting too focused on what they want done. My Hulk B-Hop is bugging right now. You know how to fix it? I'm not sure. What do you mean by it's bugging? Looked back and we had a Throwing Widow that got kicked mid-match for Screaming Slurs. So we just got replaced by another Throwing Widow. That's funny. A lot of Throwing Widows right now in solidarity with, what's her name? All right. Wanted to see what happened. This was crazy. Daredevil's insane because he actually got value out of this. He got a kill there. He almost got a second kill. Then he comes back and gets out. This would have been an amazing disengage if your team had disengaged, but he went back in again and again. Deadpool doing some crazy work keeping him up. Thing goes in right when he finally does decide to disengage, runs through the enemy team, and goes for a clobbering time. But, like, what are you getting out of this? This clobbering time doesn't do anything for you. Using your ultimates at better times is so very important. Comboing with them, using them to get priority targets. This doesn't do anything, so he just wastes an ultimate and dies. Your team should all just turn and deal with the Squirrel Stampede here. But Daredevil's like, now is the time for me to go in again. And he goes in and gets himself killed. Just when you get yourself back, you're now down 2 team members again. So you need to give a lot of space. Give a space around the corner. It's fine that they get movement as long as they don't get objectives is kind of one thing you got to be planning a little bit. You're at a 2-man disadvantage. He got revived because now you got a rocket. So now you aren't at a 2-man disadvantage, but you are still down Thing. Rocket's playing a risky game hiding in this room. Deadpool goes for an ult. These really weird ultimates. What are you going to get out of that ultimate? That's what you're going to get. You're going to get dead. What was the point of this ultimate? Were you in any kind of situation as a team that was going to gain value from that ultimate usage? So, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. We'll see. I just want to see from his perspective. Yeah, no, he does ulted because he had it. He ulted because he had it. He does get it off, but he just gets annihilated. Total waste of an ultimate. Even if he hadn't died, you didn't get anything out of this ultimate. You weren't going to win that fight based off the state of the team. Very strange. Very strange. Yeah, you still don't have your ultimate back. No lamps? No lamps. Okay. Where did lamps go?
They got me good.
Feeling for my friends.
Maybe a foot.
The more the merrier. Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me or
Mom, damn beautiful, baby.
Yeah, so you lamp to save yourself in this situation here. The rocket's over there.
Feeling for my friends. Powering up.
Deadpool's not really focused on you. You get hit by a nut here, I think. So there's a Squirrel Girl nut. It explodes and chunks you a little bit.
I'm fine. Don't mind.
A second nut hits you. You notice you're low HP. Do an invisibility, which is good. Dropping the invisibility was great. Lamping here was pointless. Drop invisibility, break line of sight, you're safe. Drop invisibility lamps. Now you just dropped a lamp over here and a lamp and 2 lamps over here. These aren't going to heal anybody. They're not going to save anybody. Treat lamps like an ultimate. Lamps are so very important to your play. So now these are completely wasted. You weren't going to die in the situation you're in. As soon as you went invisible, you were pretty much safe. There was no way Squirrel Girl was going to get line of sight on you. Squirrel Girl nuts were what were hitting you. You might not have known what you would have gotten at it. Like, you might not have known what was hitting you, and maybe that's why. But yeah, huge waste of the lamps. He ults. He goes in, does crazy things. Your team doesn't play into his ult at all. He was so very confident that this ult was going to bring value. But Daredevil was in. He saw Daredevil was in, and that's why he ults. But Daredevil disengages instead of playing in the ultimate because he doesn't know where it's at. He lost track of everything. He stands here while the ult is happening. Look at him just what are you doing, Daredevil? You're just watching this poor Deadpool ult alone for you. He went into that fight to ult for your only damage dealer because you're triple heals Daredevil only, and he just watches him die here. And then goes in after he's dead. If he had gone in at all and brought any kind of attention away from Deadpool, they might have actually gotten a kill and value out of that, but they got nothing. You don't have lamps now because you use them on yourself. Agamotto comes out. Because you don't have lamps, you could have saved the day here, right? Loki clone lamp. Both these guys get majorly saved. Instead, you had your lamps on cooldown. You've now got no health, no support. Rocket's been playing in this room so much that now he has no escape path. The entire enemy team coming right past him. You now have no option to heal yourself. Your only option here would be to go invisible and go and hide somewhere. And you guys just get pinned down over there. Rocket gets killed. Really, really rough. Mostly initiated from Daredevil and Deadpool making a lot of mistakes.
There's still a chance to stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
They got me good. I can use a
I
hand.
outnumber
Maybe a
you.
foot.
You are restored.
To get a clone down in front of you and behind you, you go in, you get amplifier, but you get locked out, you gotta damage that down. You got your ultimate, you're looking for an ultimate target. You need to ult someone. You don't have lamps for that? Ooh. So you had your ultimate, but you weren't able to find a target to ult.
Maybe a foot.
It kind of looked like you were looking for it for a bit there, but then you stopped and you just went into healing. The amp came out, that was great. You got locked out, that sucked. Managed to get in. Rocket ult has just died here. It dies right in front of your face. You have your ultimate. They use a healing ultimate. Rocket's right here. Ideally, look at her and ult. Look at him and ult.
So it's just...
There you lamp. But then you get out of your lamp. Oh, and then you get back into it. And then Pure Chaos comes out when you no longer have lamps. They were fine lamps. They dealt with the Scroll Girl ult. That's fine. Yeah. But, like, if you had been able to ult Rocket or Luna, then you didn't have to lamp that. That's going to get you killed. Scroll Girl ult still killed you. Scroll Girl ult's obnoxious to deal with. I totally get it. Your team's just going to get killed there.
You're ready for action.
Go invisible to roll out. Is super valuable. Then they can't keep track of where you go. You can get yourself nicely set up. Don't go over here. Look what you're just doing. You're going from cover and ability to block from the enemy team using this pillar or this pillar, walking right out into the entire firing line. You easily could have healed Thing from over here where you were. You could have even healed Thing from up here. But you walk out into the firing line. This is dangerous. Squirrel Girl hits you. And then they kill Daredevil. Daredevil? Yeah, right in the middle of the mess. Daredevil, what are you doing? So he goes in for some reason right into the entire enemy team with no support. He tries to make it back to you guys, and he just gets killed. He's probably flaming you for no heals, when in reality, he just totally misplayed that. You have to use lamps again in a situation that should not require lamps. So we got to figure out, you got to prioritize using your lamps in emergency situations a little bit more. You've done a nice disengage there. You've got yourself to a point that you can use some cover here. You got this right side cover here, right? So you want to be poking out around here and playing around the cover. Using a clone up here would be really good. You have a clone on off cooldown. You don't have lamps, so there's no reason to hold on to a clone. I would drop a clone up here just to get extra healing pressure. He goes for an ult again when there's no pressure for it. So we still have our ultimate from that last fight. He gets exploded. Your Rocket got ult again, and you haven't ulted yet, right? So you haven't ulted since that last fight. Your Rocket used his ult at the start of that last fight, and then let's not even get started on that. But yeah, you had your ult on that last fight. Rocket used his. You didn't use yours. You've continued to not use yours. Rocket's gotten his back and used it again, and you haven't used yours. Loki can be really frustrating because you have to ult somebody else, right? You have to have somebody else in your line of sight for a planned ultimate that you can use, and it can take a little bit of extra mental processing for that. Now here is where you could possibly copy Loki, but your team just got a big win from that meteor. You should clean this up.
I
don't know what you're healing. You're healing the squid. He's stopped and started typing or something here, I guess.
Time to
Thing is making some terrible decisions. Daredevil's making some terrible decisions. Bad things are happening all around. There's the strange portal. You got a target right here for your ultimate in your line of sight. You hear a strange portal, ult her. Just ult her. Even if you don't then immediately use her ultimate, you then are ready to do so. You've not ulted her. You've backed yourself up. You've now lost. You lamped that Eye of Agamotto. But who are you lamping for? That was just a panic lamp, I think. Maybe you thought this clone was still around, but I think you despawned that clone. No, it died. It died for sure. So he was bullying you. You hear the Eye of Agamotto, so you lamp. But you only have this guy back here, so lamp at best would save you here and nobody else. So that clone had long since died. We can see that it was long since dead. It died there. You've been bullied. You duplicate yourself. You jump. Eye of Agamotto, then you lamp. So you're not tracking your clones on the side of your map, right? You've got your clone tracker over here to see what clones you have. And we should see... And it can be hard in this situation, right? So much is going on, but this clone's dead. You only have one clone available. You go invisible. And I think even if that clone was alive, this invisibility one would have removed it, right? Well, you still had that one, but it got evapped too. Just as you lamp. This lamp should have been necessary because you should have had your ultimate, but okay. We'll not continue criticizing that. You ult here, that's good. Oh, was that a silent Scarlet ult? I didn't hear it. Silent Scarlet ult.
time to
Yeah. That's super unfortunate. So yeah, if here you had ulted her as soon as that portal opened, you could have used her ultimate here and covered your team through all of this and through the ult from him. Yeah, so she goes in, ults here. You get your clone. You copy. And she's above you. She's in your line of sight. But so much going on and no sound from it. But we can see her up there, right? Your powers are mine. She's right there. Oh, and you got shadow cloaked. If you had just not shot, that's just unfortunate, right? Because your cloak saved could have saved the day there, but I think she shot too. Your powers are mine. She shadow cloaks you guys. But you shoot an attack and immediately remove yourself from the shadow cloak and then just get exploded by this. Cloak's the only one that lived. So she was the only one that noticed it. Real unfortunate. That's too bad. You're glad I'm not watching mine? Most people want me to watch. Most people want me to watch theirs. All right, we got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes, and then I have to get back to work. Second round, you did better. All right, let's see. I like rolling out invisible. You got hit, and then you got made visible.
goddess is suffering.
Research clone placements. I think you gotta work a little bit on that. There's so much importance to really good clones, and better players are gonna put out way smarter clones than I've been seeing. The importance of your clones is super high. We've talked about it, lamp usage again. Is that enough to watch my clip? I suppose. Sorry, I did promise. We've seen quite a bit there of Beastly's. I think you got some advice that you can work on and things you can think about. Let's take a look. Why Not wants me to look at his clip, and I did tell him that I would. Okay, do your true game. I don't have time. I'm sorry. I've only got a couple of minutes left. I do have to work. You can watch all my guides, appreciate the support, and make me famous, and then I don't have to go to work and I can review games all day long. What am I looking for? Why not? You want me to see some Hulk things? Is there something in particular you want me to look at? Funny. Standing above them. Mr. E, Mr. Clap, got your tackle, did not get the kill, Mr. Jump, Mr. Bunny Hop. Now you gotta go find yourself a health pack. You're doing a good job here, so this is one thing that a lot of players aren't gonna do. This guy knows what he's doing. Why Not is better at the game than I am, technically. Much higher rank than me. So what I noticed was he got himself in trouble here, but he completely handled this in his own isolation, right? He bubbled himself. He tried to jump through the window. He missed it. He jumped here. He came out here. He then didn't require his healers to heal him. But do you have healers? You don't. You only have a cloak, and they're dead. I don't know if you know that you only have a cloak and that they were dead. You want your 4-kill with your ultimate?
They've made it halfway. Stop them.
I don't see a 4K with you. Oh, here. You want to see me to watch this? He wants me to watch these. Jump through the hole is pretty good. Tackle him. Very nice. Take him out. Bubble yourself. Ult. Ooh, beautiful combo. That's such a hard combo to pull off. That is such a hard combo to pull off, but it's so good. You got Iron Man to switch. Or Ultron? Ultron. So we're gonna slow this down. So you're all alone here. You just provided pure value taking out that Ultron. That alone is pure value. Your team's over here dealing with their demons. Hulk smash. So he goes for the exile, hits her with it. Goes for the melee clap combo that comes out so fast. Look how much your health dies. Jump slap. Really hard combo to pull off. Takes a lot. Clap. Jump tackle. Get him out of the bubble. Clap. Oh, you missed that clap. That's too bad. That would have been a kill. Jump tackle. Melee. Clap, boom, jump. Oh, it's just so clean. It's just so clean. And you jump back to your friends.
You stop them in their tracks.
Boom.
Glad to help.
All right. We're out of time, but we're going to look at the very end of this game just to see how it all plays out. in the final moments. Gotta go back a little bit further. Bubble. Grab the Jeff bubbles to get yourself some healing. Pay attention to your Jeff bubbles. Know where they're at. Punch him down. Bubble jump for Scarlet. Trying to track all these fires is rough. Jump tackle her. Take him out. Get the win. Very nice. Good job, man. Thank you guys for hanging out today. This was Zesty Fresh's game reviews. We keep trying to do this on Thursdays, so if you want me to check out your games or you want to see what I can talk about other people doing, come hang out, chill, and I appreciate all you. I'm Zesty Fresh from Sazaze Games, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye, why not? Appreciate you. Good game, good plays. Subscribe, please.